my scrappy friends. So I am finally doing my share for my December daily. I thought that I should probably get around to doing this weekend before I forget, and so I have some free time where I don't have kids bugging me and it's quiet around my house, so I thought I would share with you guys my album real quick. I will try to do this quick. It will probably be closer to 20 minutes, just because I know I like to talk. So this is what it looks like, all up in it. It's pretty full, if you can see. So next year, if I do this again, which I haven't decided. I keep going back and forth of like, do I want to do one similar to this? I really enjoyed it, and I really think that in the long run, I'll enjoy looking back at how our traditions change through each place that we live, through each year as the kids get older, and they're at the perfect age to start doing this kind of thing because they very much love Christmas and they love interacting with Christmas, like doing Christmas things. So I think that that's going to make me want to do, like, to see how we grow and our traditions grow as a family, as I'm talking with my hands. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely, if I do it next year, I'm going to have a lot more done ahead of time, and I think I'm going to need a bigger one. I think I'm going to do like maybe an 8 by 11, like 8.5 by 11 or something, just a little bit bigger so that I can have a little bit more room to play with. Just because this, as you can see, I had a hard time picking photos. So I just did the cover really simple. I know I posted a picture of it, and I used these for the date and then just some ephemera pieces. I really wanted to keep it really simple, and I did put this paper on here just because I thought that it would look a little bit better than just this plain. And I was thinking at one point that maybe I would do something on the back, but I don't think I am. I'm kind of done with it. So I decided to do the end of November because we always set up our tree right after Thanksgiving. So I did this. This was a little snap like insert, and then I stamped this with gold embossing with a Teresa Collins stamp. And then I just added some enamel dots and a little October afternoon, I think that's October afternoon, little snippet. And then I made sure I put some more stars on there and stuff. And then I just put a couple of 3x4 cards in there. So I tried to keep this really simple. And then this page, I don't think I have a thing for me doing this one. Maybe I do. I don't think I did this one. But I decided I was going to do gesso and gelatos over the chipboard pieces, and I really had fun doing this. So I really like that I could add some elements of mixed media into my page. And then I just put glue over top, and I put some glitter on there just because I bought some sequins and there was a whole bunch of glitter. So that was just really fun. I just mixed the sprays and mixed gelatos, and I added, and yeah. So here's us putting the tree, and I don't have any pages for these, like any videos. So we have a fake tree. So this page and this page I had done ahead of time. So all I really had to do was just like add a photo, and I added a few extra things and then journaled. So yeah, so here's my husband. He was putting up a train set around our tree because this year we just started that tradition. And then here's my daughter putting an ornament on the tree. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures of this process because my kids were really crazy about wanting to like get ornaments on really fast. So I found that I didn't have time to take a lot of pictures. So the few pictures that I did take is what I used. And then this was our tree after we got everything all on there. And I really tried to keep some of these simple. And part of the fact was I did these like after I did a lot of these pages. So I was kind of ready to finish it up. And since some of these had already got them situated, I really wanted to keep them simple. So this is one of the snap inserts for the Christmas collection. And all I did was add this card here for my photo. Now, obviously, let's see here. Okay. Sorry, I had to look to make sure you could see it. So this is a picture of the train set underneath. And I really, really love this shot. I mean, I had to get down on the ground, you know, get down really low and take the picture from like low. But I really like how it turned out. And of course, I took this like when we first put it up. So there's nothing really underneath the tree and it hadn't been there very long, so it was able to take a good picture. And I'll tell you, we really enjoyed having the train underneath there, but it was really hard to like turn the lights on and stuff because our plug was over here and we were always like almost hitting it, and we have a dog and kids, so the kids were really good about not touching it, but it was just really easy to move it around. So it didn't really last all Christmas season, but it was really fun to have it there. So here I had done this ahead of time like this, and I put our favorite store, like Christmas movies. I think it had something else, and I don't remember what it had, but I just put movies. I mean, and I did this towards the beginning, so we had a couple extra ones that we've added to like our list. So I made sure when I journaled that I put down different movies that the kids watched and they really liked. Like this year they found The Cat in the Hat and it was a lot about Christmas, and they watched that like a tons of times. So, and then I realized that I didn't put on here Jack Frost, and that's one of my favorite ones. The old one, not the one with the snowman. So, this is a picture of my son the day after Black Friday, which was the day that we put up our tree. We went out and kind of did a little shopping, and we were looking for more train pieces and just some stuff, and I went to the craft store and we went out to eat, and my son, he likes to make silly faces, so I had to get a picture of that. And I made sure I put the date on here, even though I kept it pretty simple. And then this is me documenting that this was the first year that I'm doing this. So just in case it goes back, you know, we can say, yep, this is what we did. My desk all crazy. And then I did this. And so on my channel, you can find this video of me making this. And in the end, I was going to put pictures on here, guys. But in the end, I decided to keep it like this because I ended up really, really liking. And I really like this old picture that October Afternoon has in their collection. I mean, and this is a really, really old collection. With this tag was in there. I don't think this was. I think this was a different collection. But, so I didn't add anything in here. I figure at some point, and I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll do some journaling. And then I just left this because I wasn't sure if I will do something, maybe mixed media, if I just feel inclined to it, like in the summer or something maybe, when I'm ready to do Christmas. So I put this tag on here. And this page is another one of those snap inserts. And then I just put Christmas 2014. I kept it really, really simple. I love this wood grain and I love the way that it looks. So I didn't want to add too much. And really, this has a calendar on it, so I didn't want to add too much to it. And I didn't have enough of these, like when I started doing it, the numbers with the gold letters from Glitz, I didn't realize that there wasn't enough to do all the numbers. So then I had to use fancy pans. But the fancy pans looked really, really nice. And there was different colors, so I was able to kind of mix the colors around and make it look really cute. And this is another one of those snap inserts. And I put a piece of red cardstock, which really, really made the star stand out. I think even better than before, so that I could add more pictures, because I didn't have enough space on these cards. Like one thing I didn't realize when I printed everything out on the 8.5 by 11 sheets was that the template didn't do like 3x4, 4x4 side, like it did like a little bit bigger than these ones. And so they didn't really all fit on these cards. And so that's something I think next year that I'm going to work on, is making sure I get like either my pictures down a little bit more so that I can fit some in pockets or something, because I just had a hard time getting everything in these pockets. So a lot of things are not in pockets. So either I'm going to not do like just do a big pocket, or not do, I don't know. But here's just my kids doing school. And I know I have a video for a lot of this, so it just doesn't have the photos in there. So I got a package from Paper Issues. So I made sure I documented that, just because I love getting scrappy stuff in the mail. And I documented about us doing school. And then I documented here is just a picture of my computer area and stuff. And that day I had done, had the great opportunity of doing a Skype chat for a podcast with Sandra and Lisa, who are on YouTube, Maggie Milo and Oh Snap Gonzo. They have a podcast. I don't know if everybody knows that. Hopefully everybody knows that Maggie Milo and Oh Snap Gonzo have a podcast. And it is so much fun. It's like listening to your best friends talk about scrappy stuff. And I really like it because it's a lot more relaxed than paper clipping. Paper clipping is fun because you get to hear like your favorites. You know, your all-time favorite people that you look up to all the time on there. And you get to hear them talk just about, you know, regular scrappy stuff, crafty stuff, you know, type of things. But, you know, Sandra and Lisa are so much more on like the YouTube level playing field, that it's like when you listen to them, like I feel like you can relate a little bit more than like, you know, Allie Edwards or, you know, Stacy Julian. When you listen to them, like I still have that awe of like, oh my gosh, they're such great big people. And so Matt, you know, listening to Lisa and Sandra on their podcast, you kind of feel like more like they're your friends. And maybe because you see them a lot more, maybe because we see videos of them all the time. But it was really, really great to have the opportunity to talk about Christmas and stuff on their podcast. And actually, that was our first taping. We had to tape it again, which made it interesting. But it was very fun to be able to be a part of that. So I definitely made sure I documented that because that was just really fun. So this one I also have a page for, I believe, and I sprayed this on a different sheet with green spray, and I really like the way that it kind of looks like a wreath. So I made sure when I added these, you know, some other elements that I, you know, had the picture of the wreath. Now, when I just an off tangent, when I was doing this and I had already made my pages, I'm going to try to sit down. I'm standing up because I was hoping I wouldn't get in the frame, but I'm getting tired, guys. All you scrappers who scrap standing up, I don't know how you do it. My feet would get so sore. Or maybe it just makes you pick things quicker. So when I did this, where's my, okay, so here's my little trusty notebook. Okay, I know this is like totally not talking about this, really, but it is. Okay, so when I was doing my album, right, I tried to be pretty organized, and each day I made sure I wrote the day, and like some of them I actually have like a title on them because I was hoping to get a title for everyone, and it just didn't happen. But even though when I was working on the pages, I was making sure that I knew what pictures I was going to use. So I always put down the pictures that I had in mind, even if that's all, like here, you see 5. All I have written down is just the pictures that I was going to do. So that when I went back and, you know, so I did the page layout, right? So I did this whole part, but just minus the picture pretty much. I think maybe I didn't add this. I don't remember. I don't remember now. Now I have to go back and watch my video, right? So I did the whole page, and I just remembered that, okay, this is the picture that I wanted to use. So I just wrote that down when I did it. You know, I put picture of Leilani in the wreath and shopping cart. I just named what the picture was, and I looked through the pictures that I had for that day, and I made sure that I knew what pictures I was going to do, so that when I, you know, was figuring out how I could do it, it would be fairly easy. And then here's an example, because I did day 3, and I don't think I wrote down for day 3 what pictures I was going to do. And the days that I didn't do that, even though I had in mind that I knew I wanted to do this picture, I knew I wanted to do a picture of my chili that I made that day, which is how I came up with this. But I also knew that I probably wanted to do some pictures of just some, and maybe I won't care about this, and maybe this is one thing that'll change next year, of not putting so much like decor, except for some of it in our house. Like maybe the wreath was a special this year, only because being in Hawaii, we can't get much stuff that reminds me of like back home. Right? So being from New York, you know, evergreens and trees and everything like that is really easy to get. And so, you know, those are staples, and what my family growing up had. And I wanted to have that for my kids. I mean, don't we all, like things that we remembered as kids, we want to give our kids, have them have memories of. And so being in Hawaii, it makes it really difficult, because things are definitely not the same. There's no snow. There's a lot of things that are part of what we traditionally thought about Christmas not being there. I mean, really here, Christmas is rainy season, and it's like almost not even like it doesn't even feel like winter really. And even the locals here don't say, oh, it's a winter. They don't really, it's like rainy season and summer, or, you know, rainy season and tourist season type of thing. Like that's kind of how they think of it. So they don't really even think of it as seasons. And so it just, anyway. So the days that I didn't plan exactly or write down exactly what pictures, I ended up realizing that I had more pictures. Like, you know I did this, and I talked about what pictures that I wanted to do when I was doing it, and then I had to make this little card because I had extra pictures. And I really wanted to make sure I remembered that I had this picture of this rainbow, because it had been raining, but every morning for like 3 or 4 days, we would wake up and I'd go outside to take my dog out in the morning when we were eating breakfast, and there would be a beautiful, like amazing rainbows. And this one was one that I was able to get a really, really nice picture of. I mean, and like beautiful. I mean, it was all cloudy, but there's this great rainbow. And I wanted to make sure I got that, because rainbows are really, really like essential here, just because it rains so much. But I find that where we are, the rainbows colors aren't always as bright, just because the way the light or the sun going through all the rain, it just doesn't, it's hard to catch it. So like 1 minute it'll be really vibrant, and then the next thing you know, there it's gone. Which is kind of how it is a lot of other places. But so I made sure I journaled about it, and I just did this little card. So I'm going to try to go through this quicker, but it made it that I could use this little sleeve that I had saved. Like I took an extra sleeve. And then this one, I hoping to get an actual picture of the item that I was talking about. And this one I did based off of a journaling prompt from Shamel. So I know I have a video for this. And then I know I did a video on this, I believe. So how I did this one. And then on the other side of here, I know I have a video for some of this. Like even some of these, I ended up having to add more pictures. So I don't know if I have more pictures in here. No. Alright, so that's me and my daughter walking the dog, and my daughter's making silly faces. my kids doing puzzles. I mean, which is really for us, and this is partly why I think it's hard to do this, is like, because really it's like a project life, and I never did project life. And since we homeschool, a lot of our daily routines are doing school, you know, doing activities like puzzles and crafty things like that, because we do a lot of that kind of stuff just throughout the days, like whether it's Christmas or not. And so here's a picture of a bulb on our tree. These actually were some of the first bulbs that we got when we first got married. Like that, a friend of ours paid, like bought a whole bunch of Christmassy stuff because we were poor and didn't have anything for a Christmas tree. And I think at this point my parents hadn't given me the stuff that from their tree that they gave us. So, but I made cookies that day that I found on just on paper issues. They were talking about cookies and stuff like that, and so someone posted that this was a cookie that they made and their family loved, and so I made them, and they didn't look as good as what theirs looked like, but they tasted pretty good. They were a pain in the butt because you had to heat the chocolate, and I let the chocolate sit out a little too long, so it started to harden up by the time I got to the end of the cookie. So the kids like them though. And then here's us playing Simon Says, because we got that game. And here's us where we did put the lights up. And I know I had videos for a lot of these, so I'm trying not to like go really crazy. And some of these I tried to keep the colors like the same, like back to back. It was hard to do every single one of them though, because sometimes when I was making it, I was switching around how I was doing each little. Sorry for the noise. My chair is an antique, so it squeaks all the time. And so here is this little postcard. I would take it out, except for I don't dare take anything out of this book anymore because it's really, really hard to get it back. So here's one of those snap inserts, right? And I know I talked about this briefly, but I want to talk about it a little bit more because I added the photo to it. I went on one of the Facebook page sites that they have for the military. I'm not sure even like what branch it was, but around on December 7th they posted a whole bunch of like old photos of December 7th, so for Pearl Harbor Day. And this one is actually in Pearl Harbor, and I actually had a hard time deciding if I wanted to use this one or one that was for the Army airfield, because at this point, I believe in the military, there wasn't an Air Force. But don't quote me on this, because I don't know. But I believe that it was the Navy, and then the Army had, because there's an Army airfield in the middle of the island. And so that's where they kept all the airplanes. And that was also hit along with Pearl Harbor. So, because my husband's in the Army, I kind of thought about maybe doing some pictures of the airfield, but I in the end decided to use this one because it had the water, and this is where most of the brunt of the attack happened. But I made sure, I kind of tried to do this like someone was writing like a postcard, because it looks like a postcard. But I really love how this turned out. And I really love that I get to document this, and this gets to be put in something that we remember. I mean, and being in the military, a lot of these remembrance things are they become more important because you become family with other military families, and they become your family. And so you can kind of sympathize with them. And just being here really makes you realize, like, you really feel far away from like the mainland of the United States, and so I can only imagine what it was like for the soldiers on this day, and I really wanted to make sure I documented that and how much that's a big part of like our life, because we are military, and it's important. I feel like it's important to show my kids that we're proud that we're military, that we're in the military, even if we don't do every military thing, you know, that we're still proud that we're part of this big family. So anyway, so here's the other side, and I just kept this simple because I did have some other pictures that, just like this, I really had this hardest time covering this up because I was going to actually put a picture here, and I just loved how that is. So I just took a picture and put it on here, and I actually didn't journal on it at all. But really it's just talking. I mean, what we did up here, or what I journaled up here, is pretty much what this is. It's from the same day. My daughter Kaden was laying with her dog watching TV, and my daughter Lonnie had her coloring book out while she was watching TV. So I just put that in here with a little tab so that people know, we know we can pull it out. Getting it back in is a little difficult, but So this day, I don't believe there was much going on, so I just used a picture of our stockings hanging up, and it's kind of black and white. It's not entirely black and white, but I really like the way that color looks with this. And the red, you can see it here, and just like the red there. And I didn't know what to put up here because really there wasn't much to say about the day, so I just left it blank. I felt like this looked really nice blank, so I just left it. And like I said, at this point, I'm just like putting, I'm like almost done with this, and I'm just putting pictures in. I'm like, I just want to get this done. I don't know. Yeah. So here's day 10, and this was another day that I felt like I had a ton of photos. So here's a photo here of our tree with some of the ornaments, and here's an ornament that I had. I just thought that was a cute look. And also, part of Shamel's class this year, she gives you some photo prompts of things that you can try to take pictures of, or ways that you can have better holiday pictures this year. And so I kind of tried around with a few of those, and that's one of the pictures that I did, and I really thought it looked cute. So here's another one of those little booklet things that I did, and I just kept this part really simple, and then on the inside I have a picture with a few little doodads and the journaling. And I did the journaling in silver, and I'm hoping that this doesn't wear down over time because this will be really hard to see over time. I didn't think about that when I was writing. I was just like, oh, silver would be really fun because there's gray and blue. So I just journaled how we listened to music while we were doing school that day because the kids were really hyper, and I was trying to calm them down. But the kids were doing the writing exercises. They have a lot of handwriting stuff, them being in first kindergarten. And so I thought that would be a good time to listen to music. And I put kind of what our favorite songs were that they really liked. And so I was scrapping that night, and I took a picture of the Christmas lights in my window, and I thought that looked really cool. Minus this part. I thought it looked really cool. So, I found that there's a good mix of Christmassy and not Christmassy stuff. I mean, I know definitely my album doesn't look like some ladies where it just has Christmas stuff, but I really wanted to keep it really real for us. And so here's another picture of me doing a process video because I did that a lot of nights. I mean, I pretty much worked on this almost every single night. I did something, whether it was just putting a page together or I did almost every day. I did something December daily related. So this day I know I don't have a page for this because I remember doing some of this on my own, I think. But I put the tag, and then I put a little piece of like an overlay or something on part of it, and then I put some sequins and stuff and a snowflake in there so you can kind of see them a little. I just wanted them peeking through, and then I put these on Pop Dots, and I used all the Webster's pages. I used all these Webster pages numbers just to keep it the same, so that you had that continuity all the way through. So this is my daughter's at physical therapy. Lonnie gets physical therapy weekly, and so we spend a lot of time doing that. So I was just taking some pictures. I don't always take pictures of her just because not every doctor or nurse that you work with wants you to take pictures, but I thought it was kind of fun because they were playing a fun horse game, and so that was fun. And my daughter looked really cute. And so it was also rainy this day, go figure. Rainy here in Hawaii in the wintertime. I feel like almost this whole month was rainy. Even though it wasn't. There was a lot of days where it wasn't rainy. Just the rainy, cloudy days take over the not cloudy moments. And my son was playing with Lincoln Logs that morning, and so I took a picture of that, and I just used bits and pieces, and some just tried to make it fun. And here, I think I have a page for that, like a video for this. And this was one of those pictures that really should have been like flipped, but it wouldn't fit otherwise, and I really wanted to put it in a pocket because at this point I don't have many pictures in pockets because I didn't size them down to pocket size. I didn't realize that they weren't going to all be pocket size. So that's one, like I said, one thing that I'm going to work on. And this is soup that I made. I know a while back, Megan Russo had a layout where she was talking about miso soup, and it had made me think about it, and since watching that just on and off, I'd have like cravings for miso soup, and I make it at home. So I get the udon noodles, and I get tofu when I make the tofu all nice and yummy. So I made that, and my family loved that. And I put shrimp in it too, because my girls love shrimp. So here's my son eating with stuff on his face, because he always has making silly faces and has weird stuff. And this was one of the cards that I made. And then here's just a picture of my dog, because he'll sit in his bed. Well, now he doesn't sit in his bed, because he tore his bed apart. Silly dog. He'd choose anything. But he loved this bed, and he loved to sit in it while we were doing school or if we were at the table and stuff. So here's a gecko, a picture of gecko. I don't think I have a page for this. So this is one of the snap pages, and it had stuff on it, so I really didn't know what to do with it. Actually, this was a really, really hard one because I wanted to keep it simple, and it still feels like really busy to me, but I added some of these tags, and then I just used some Teresa Collins paper back here, and then I have this picture of my kids. In the back, we went to some friend's house, so I took a picture right before we left, and then we kept seeing this one gecko upstairs in our bathroom in my bedroom, and like for like a week or two, we were seeing him, and like I finally got a picture of him that looked decent, but he would just show up. The one day he was on our hand towel when my daughter went to reach it, and it went on her hand. She's like, "Mommy!" And she wasn't scared. They get really excited, and they try to catch them, and they want to play with them. They like want it to be their friend. Like they kill the geckos. So this morning, this is the same day, and this morning my son found this layout that I had made, and he decided he was going to put sequins on it when I was waking up. Like he came in to tell me that he was hungry and he wanted to go downstairs, and then he seen my layout and he's like, "Oh, me make pretty," or something like that, I think he said. And so he took the thing open. It was really cute, so of course I snapped a picture before I told him, maybe you shouldn't do that. What every parent does, right? Okay, so I'm going to try to get through this quickly. This is a picture or a recipe card that I got, and I just added the recipe for a cookie that I tried out this year that I had never made before. So I made thumbprints, and they're island guava thumbprints. So if anybody wants this recipe, let me know. I'll give it to you. They turned out amazing, and they used guava jelly, and then I sprinkled white chocolate on the top with some coconut in it. Oh my gosh, they were so good. Actually, I was looking in my freezer tonight, and I realized that I had a few left. I might have to take them out, even though I shouldn't be eating it. So I put a tab on it because I thought it would be really fun. And then I had these gingerbread and these hearts and a cup of cocoa, because, you know, what goes better with cookies and cocoa or coffee? Yeah. So, here's, and this is for the same day. So this day that I made the cookies, my dog also was outside at one point, and I was playing around with the InstaWeather app, and I forgot to switch it over from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and so it had this like, it would like bubble, and it was really cloudy that day, but I just thought that looked really cool, and so over top of them. So I used this photo, and I made sure in my journaling that I put that it was 67 degrees Fahrenheit, because I will never remember that 19 degrees Celsius is, you know, in the 60s. I just won't, because even here in Hawaii, we use Fahrenheit and not Celsius, because we are part of, you know, the United States, and that is one of the Western world, I should say, instead of the Eastern. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things about Hawaii that don't feel like the United States, but the temperature thing is one of the things that they have used, like Fahrenheit. They don't use Celsius. So here's day 16 we spent at the hospital because my daughter had chemo, and she had a lumbar puncture chemo where they put the chemo in her lumbar puncture, or her lumbar space in her spine, so they have to put her to sleep. So, which was a special, like, normally we just go in the clinic and they put it in, she has a port, and they put it in a port, you know, like through the vein. But because she has to get put to sleep, she can't eat anything, and so after they give her popsicles. So I made sure I journaled that, you know, that's like her favorite thing. And I know I did these separate because, like, I don't have a video for this, I don't think. And then I took a picture of Honolulu because you could see it from the room where we were, because the hospital that we go to faces towards the city and the ocean. So the ocean is like right after this, and we have to go in really early, so the sun was setting, and so I did it in the sepia just because I thought it looked really cool. And then here's the volcanoes. Over here you have Diamond Head, and that's Punch Bowl. So I just thought that view was really fun, and it's something that I hope to remember, you know, when we leave, just because it's really fun. So, and then in the afternoon when we got home, because after that she has to relax because they put her to sleep and they give her lots of different medicines for anxiety and stuff, just so she doesn't freak out. Even though she's really good about it, that's still just one thing that they do. They give her ketamine. So like, she can't really do much in the afternoon because it just makes her tired and sleepy. So we watched Rudolph, and I think that was the first time we watched Rudolph this year. So I made sure I put that we were watching TV and stuff. And I know I posted this to, like, Instagram. Like, some of these pictures were Instagram pictures, which I find are easier to, like, cut out, even though I don't understand, because the quality of your camera should be better than the quality from Instagram. So then I have these that I put together, and this is, I wrapped gifts that night for our Christmas party, and I made sure I journaled about that. And then I know I have a picture for this. And then these are hopefully this video isn't really long. I'm sorry, guys, this video is really long. So these are cones with frosting and candy and stuff to look like Christmas trees. And then here's my kids playing, and Lonnie, I know I have a thing for this, so I'm just trying to go through quick. So here are these inserts, and this is how I've decided, like, because I had so many pictures for the 20th, I made sure I did inserts so that I can, you know, we can see the pictures, we can read what they are. They have layers, they're simple, but they have stuff going on, so they're not, like, too crazy. So this I'm just talking about my husband, and how much I love him, and how cute he looks with my dog sleeping on the bed. So, you know, I mean, it would be fun. It'll be fun for my kids to read that and stuff. And then after the Christmas party, when we came home, I wrapped gifts, and my dog was trying to sit in my lap. So I did that, and then this is at the Christmas party. I believe I have videos for these, but... And so here's this other insert that I just put some stuff in, and pictures, and this that I kept blank. I really like how the black and white looks with the red and the other colors. So that's in there, and then my son writing to Santa, and then there's a picture of me and my daughter and my husband, and then here's the next. I know I have a video for this, so, and I believe I had the photos out in it. So Starbucks run because I took my son to get his gift, and then this is another, like what the weather was like, but this one actually has what the high and low was, though I don't think it got up to 81 that day. It was kind of rainy that day. So, and then my daughter, and then I think I have a picture for a day for this. So that's my kid scrapping, including the dog, because he's got to do whatever we are. Our hula girl ornament for this year. And then here's me wrapping more gifts, and our gingerbread houses. So at this point, I'm like trying to get everything done, right? So some of these are a lot simpler than some of the ones in the middle. And as much as that probably will bug me, I really don't care because I was just trying to get them done. So I think maybe next year I might keep it a little simple. Maybe a little bit more simple or something. And so that's my son. And then this is another one that I did mixed media. I did embossing on here with gold. Just to kind of see, like I just played around with it. And I just kind of had fun with some of these because, I mean, throughout, because there's so much going on here, I really wanted to be able to have some fun in here. And I really like that I had those elements because I think I can look back and be like, oh yeah, I was just trying to get this done. And then I look at this and I'm like, oh yeah, I had so much fun doing this. And then it kind of like reminds me just how much fun I did have. So here's a picture of my daughter's penguins. I had to watch those. I don't know, did I? I don't know if I did. No, I think I do have a video for this, but I don't remember. There's an ornament that my mom gave me that used to be on my tree when I was a kid, so I kind of journal on here. I tried to keep it on here so that you could see the wood because I really love that wood. I tried to keep it like kind of simple, and I made sure I circled the 24. At this point, I'm trying to use a lot of my enamel dots because I'm hoping next year I can get more. And then here's my famous chocolate jumbo cookies that I actually didn't end up making until Christmas Eve. I spent almost all Christmas Eve afternoon making cookies because I really only made a couple batches of cookies. And in the past, I've done like every, like at least once a week I was making cookies. And this time I only did cookies a couple of times before I did, I was like, I didn't make hardly any cookies. And so I had to make, peanut butter blossoms, my chocolate jumbos. And then I made a couple more, like some sugar cookie dough and stuff like that. So, and then here's the tree all set up at night with all our presents underneath. And I made sure I got a thing with all our stuffed stockings. So that's just really fun. And then I did the journaling here. I know this one some of these I don't have. So this is Christmas morning. And this is my kids opening their stockings. We had them open their stockings while we got Skype ready because we Skype with the grandparents. So our parents, since they can't be there, so they can watch, and we Skyped and we got coffee going, but we let them open their things. And I put a piece of paper back here. I think this is Chamel, but I'm not positive. No, it's October afternoon. I put it behind there so that you could see it a little bit, and then I could use it for pictures. So all of these pictures, this is the chaos of Christmas, and I just kind of, write a little bit. I did a little bit of doodling on here. Kept it simple with a few stickers. And then this one I used like some of the stickers that were on a sheet, on that one isn't. That's a piece of paper. But I just used like the border sticker ones and did that because I didn't want to take away from some of this, but I journaled about this was our breakfast. I made baked French toast, and I'm looking at my Christmas gift, and of course gotta have coffee. So, and then this was our dinner, and I just kind of talked about how we ate dinner in the living room, which we don't normally do, and we watched Christmas movies. And then somehow, I don't know how I did this, but I did this upside down, guys. I think it's so funny. So here, at this point, I think this was actually before dinner, but we watched movies in the afternoon. I just put on some Christmas movies and stuff. And so my dog, of course, he's totally, you know, I don't know. He's got us fooled or something, because he is very, very, he just gets so spoiled. And we let him be that way. So he sits on the couch with us, and he's just like sprawled all over my lap. And I love this picture. I posted this to Instagram. So I made sure I put it in here. And there's me and him, a selfie. And it was really hard to get him to do a selfie, too. And I just kind of talk about how spoiled he is, but how we sat on the couch together, and the kids were playing. They would come in and out and everything. So I don't know how this ended up backwards. Like, one side is the right way and the other. This was a day that I was just trying to, like, get a whole bunch, like, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas, and I was just trying to finish it up, I guess. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know how I'm going to fix it, but for now I'm just going to leave it. So, and I believe this is the last photo that I have in here. Yeah, because then I just have this paper here that I will eventually, and I'm not going to do it right now, like, just kind of talk about, like, maybe my experience doing this album or something. I haven't decided, but I have this for journaling later in case I want to. So here's my daughter's got multiple paint sets, but they got a paint set of acrylic paints from the grandmother. And so, of course, they had to try them out because they have to try everything. So I have a picture of them doing crafty stuff because they love that kind of stuff. And I just cut this little deer out of that paper. So this is my Christmas album. Now that I've probably talked your ear off for like 45 minutes, I'm guessing. So I'm sorry that it's this long. I just, you know me, I can't just show you. I gotta talk about it. And so, this is my album. Like I said, it is crazy because it doesn't close. It will forever be open. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I really, really enjoyed sharing these stuff with you, and I enjoy that you guys got to be a part of my process of sharing my Christmas season with you guys. And I am really, 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 I know, hopefully this weekend I can get up my goals for 2015 layout up. But I'm really excited about what this year is going to come. And I'm really excited about sharing more with you guys and, you know, just making layouts and sharing them and having that conversation with you guys, because I really, really appreciate that you guys comment. And I'm trying this year, as one of my goals is to make sure I comment back, because I read every single comment that you guys put. It just sometimes takes me a while to get comments back out, just because I use my iPad to usually watch YouTube, and so it's hard. With the iPad, you have to do something special to be able to comment. So I apologize if I don't comment right away. Like I said, this year I'm going to be working on that. But I really enjoy that conversation, that I get to know you guys and I can grow as a scrapper. Because ultimately, I mean, when we scrap, the goal is to get better. And the goal is to, you know, share our memories and, you know, put our memories to paper so that we can always remember them. But I share them because, one, I want you guys to be inspired and realize that you guys can do this too. You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of people who feel like they can't do, you know, they can't do this or they can't do that. And sometimes it's that it's not who we are as a scrapper. And I think that is important to realize, that if it's your style or if you just can't, you know, you just need to practice. So, you know, I really appreciate comments and feedback so that I can learn what is my style and what is me and what are things that I can work on and what are things that I shouldn't be doing. So, you know, it's like I just want to grow as a scrapper and, you know, put down the most beautiful layouts that I can make. You know, it's like I don't want to be someone else, I want to be me. And I really feel like this past year I have grown so much to become me, and to like, I mean, especially since I just started scrapping this year, but I really feel like by the end of this year, I really figured out just like what my style is and what I really, really like to do. And ultimately, you know, when you finish a page, you should feel happy that you did what was you, and you put on that page what was you, whether it looks crazy and crazy, you know, I mean, whether it looks crazy or not, or clean and simple, you know, if that's you, you should feel happy about that. You know, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to be someone else. And I really feel like that I'm becoming me, and I'm happy with that. And so, you know, if I can share what I'm doing to help other people be happy with who they are, or even be happy that they can learn who they are, you know, that if I could just help one person, then that's amazing, you know. So, and I think that's what this community has really showed me, is that we can come together and be inspired and share our stuff without feeling like, you know, we're going to be slapped down. And, you know, so if you're new to scrapbooking, just know that, you know, it takes time to find who you are. And the more each layout that you do, you're going to get better and better and better. And if it's a technique that you haven't tried, you know, you have to try it. You have to keep doing it. Otherwise, you're not going to learn if that is the technique for you to use. And there are some, you know, it's like, I found that I'm just not happy just putting paper on a layout, that I like to do stuff. I like to add something. You know, I like it when I can make a page. You know, I enjoy that. It's like, yes, I can just do a page without anything. You know, I can do that. And that's fine, you know, and it looks just as beautiful. And there's no right and there's no wrong, but you know, when you start figuring out that, you know, what style is you and what style isn't, I think it just feels so much more right. And so I really hope I can encourage people to just figure out what their style is so that they can be the best scrapbooker they are. So I will talk to you guys later. And who knows, I may even have an extra video out tonight. So it'll be tomorrow, Sunday, for you guys. And I will talk to you guys later. And I just want to thank you guys so much for opening your hearts and your lives for me. And I'm excited for this year. I will talk to you later. Bye.